Hi YouTube, so today I will be starting a tutorial series. This is my first tutorial series, and what I'm going to try and do is create the kind of tutorial that I would have wanted to see if I just started out with Unity. So basically we're going to have a terraining tutorial with some trees. We're going to create about 3 trees, and then we're going to have some flower bushes down at the bottom. We're going to have a gravel road, we're going to have a sun with a sun flare, some fog in the background, and then some falling leaves just to finish it off. So I don't know how long this will be, but I'll try and keep it as short as possible without ranting too much. So we're going to start by, opening Unity. I'm using Unity 5. And then we're going to create a completely new project. I'm going to call this Terrain Tutorial. Yes, and save there. Let's see. We will need the cameras probably. Environment definitely. Then not particle systems protocol. Road Architect. Oh, but I'll show you how to download that from the asset store also. And we will need, I think that's more or less it. If we need something more, I could just import it or download it. So let's create this project. So what we're going to start with is some asset creation. Now, usually you could find many assets on Unity's own asset store right here, but I prefer to make my own assets just because it makes my game feel more, well, personal and better. So we're going to start out with creating a 3D object, and we're going to create a tree. There is my tree. And now what usually happens is you go to your trunk and you increase the frequency because you want a split trunk or something, and then this happens. So you can fix this by going to the area spread of the tree and then just diminishing that. And I want this to be only a split trunk, so I'm gonna say no, not 182, only 2. Thank you. And then I'm going to edit the group seed until I find something that I like that. Yes, that is what I like. Okay. And now we need to add some branches to this main trunk. So I'm going to increase the frequency because we want as many as possible branches, and once again I'm going to edit this until I find a group set that I like. There we go. And I'm going to change the growth angle so my branches grow a bit more upward, like that. And the growth scale, I'm going to leave it right where it is. You could go here and then choose alternate, or you could experiment with that, but I prefer just to use random because it looks the most natural. So back to random, and then maybe decrease the frequency a bit because I'm going to add another set of branches. Okay, so I quite like this, it looks okay. Maybe decrease the frequency a bit more. Like so, yes, okay, there we go. And then what you could do is you could go here and then you could edit your trunk a lot. I mean, we've got some options down here. We've got radius, which is the thickness of your trunk basically. I don't want this to be too thick. We've got crinkliness, which basically does that. Yeah, we've got seek sun, so then your tree grows towards the directional light. We've got noise, which puts some details on your trunk. We've got flare, which gives you a bit of a root feeling. I could do the flare height. I could even edit the noise of the flare. So then we've got some really big roots over there, and that's not quite what I want. So I'm just gonna decrease the flare a bit. More like it. Okay, and then we could, I'm going to turn calf smoothing all the way up so we have the smoothest possible trunk, and then I'm going to do the same for this. I'm going to increase the crinkliness a bit, calf smoothing all the way, and then maybe decrease the length a bit. Break chance and break location I'm not going to do now, because that basically what happens is the more break chance, then your branches look a bit more broken, but then you also need a break material, and I don't like to apply break materials. So to these new branches, which is this little block here, we're going to add another set of branches, and I'm going to add to put the growth angle. What is happening here? Okay, let's see. Yeah, that could work. Okay, and maybe increase the frequency a bit just to make it more tree-like. Yeah, okay. And edit the length, make it a bit shorter. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna have to add some materials to our tree. So we're gonna go to branch material. We're gonna say, let's choose branches O. This should be imported with the environment package that comes with Unity, if you imported it in the beginning when you created your project. There we go. Just add the same material to this. What did we use? I think it was that one. Okay. It looks okay. And then also to this one. Or does it change every time? Yeah. Okay, now to create leaves, you're gonna need, well, I use Photoshop, but you could probably use any normal photo editing program. So I'm gonna go to Safari. This is probably not super legal, but I'm gonna do it in any case. So leaf PNG, images, and then it should give you an option for, oh, okay, so I'm just gonna use this leaf right here, wait for it to load, drag it down into Photoshop. Okay, and then we need one more. I like this one. Okay, please. Thank you. And to Photoshop, I'm going to drag Photoshop onto this desktop. Yeah. Okay, so Safari, I can close you for now. So what I have here is I've got a clean canvas, and it's 540 by 540, so pixels, meaning it's texture size. I'm going to take this leaf over here, and I'm going to just pop it onto there, and then delete the background because I really don't want that. And I'm going to transform this, and just drag it like this, and make sure that it is located well on the edges, otherwise you're going to have some stretches, whatever. Okay, so there we've got a nice looking leaf. It's touching all the edges where it should. Everything is nice, so we're just going to save this, and I'm going to save it in my new Unity project, which I should locate now. Terrain tutorial, and I'm going to make it in assets. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it textures, and I'm just going to call it TNM, textures and materials, and I'm going to call this save it as a PNG. I'm going to call it leaf01 and save it. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for the other one. I'm just going to drag it onto that same texture, hide this one, then transform this one all the way around, drag it to there, and boom, we go. No, run like this. Yeah, cool. And then also save that in the same place. I'm going to call this leaf02 and save it as a PNG and save. Okay, so now that we've got our texture materials folder here, I can I should create a new material. I'm going to get 2 new materials, and I'm going to call this well, leaf01, and I'm going to call this leaf2. So what you want is you want to go to legacy shaders, then transparent and bump diffuse, and then you just select your leaf which I'm just going to search for it. Leaf, and we go. There we go, and it should give you a, yeah. And then we go here, legacy, transparent, bump diffuse, and we choose the other leaf. Leaf 02. There we go. So now when we go back to our tree, we have to add leaves to this branch and to this branch to make it more realistic. So I'm going to add the leaves, and this is not going to look nice. It gives you some planes which basically represents your leaves, and so you can now increase the frequency, and then I'm going to just add the texture quickly. So search leaf again, choose your leaf. Okay, and then it's going to give you an error, some shader thing. I have no idea what that means, so I'm just going to say apply. And there we go, we've got some leaves on our tree. They are obviously way too large, so I'm just going to scale them down. This bar down here represents the range in which your leaves could be scaled. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe increase the frequency a bit more. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then to my upper branch, I'm also going to add some leaves. But this time I'm going to choose the second leaf so that we have some variation in the leaf color and shape in our tree. Leaf 02, and then apply. And we have some more leaves. Just increase the frequency a lot this time and bring down the size quite a bit. From here on, my computer will probably start lagging, and I apologize for that, but it's quite an old computer, and so for some reason, even with my new RAM installed, it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to run like I want it to. In any case, increase the frequency of these leaves a bit more. And I must say this doesn't look too bad. If we go to our main camera now, I'm just going to position it so that it sees our tree a bit better. I think that this tree is satisfactory. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for the first part of this tutorial. We have created a very basic and not a very pretty tree, but a tree nonetheless. And in the next tutorial, I will be showing you how to create a small flower bush.